Shalom. All praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honor to the Apostle Elders of GMS that taught me this truth. And peace to fellow Akim that has a life daily, pushing his truth for sincerity, and a few Aquaf list of learning. Shalom. Once again, my name is Inam with GMS Detroit Bahasham. Pray this video be edifying to the hopeful elect, to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and Israelite foreigners scattered abroad to four corners of the whole world. And with that said, this video is on the Chariots. You know, what they call UFOs or unexplained aerial phenomenons. This is on the Chariots. And they want to have you thinking there's little green men in them. No, it's not little green men in them. It's angels in there that look like me. Look like a so-called Negro. You know, with melanin in their skin, you know. With that said, my first scripture is, bear with me for a minute. My first scripture is Exodus 13 and 21. And Yahawah went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud, and led them the way by night in a pillar of fire, to give them light to go by day and night. And he took not away the pillar of the cloud by day, nor the pillar of the fire by night from before the people. And this pillar of cloud was with them all the way up until the moment they went into the land of milk and honey, when Joshua led them in there. Matter of fact, let me grab that right quick. This is oh shit. One second. This is Joshua 5 and 6. Is it 5 and 6? Say Joshua 5 and 6. Yep, 5 and 6. For the children of Israel walked 40 years in the wilderness, till all the people that were men of war which came out of Egypt were consumed, because they obeyed not the voice of Yahawah, and unto whom Yahawah swore that he would not show them the land which Yahawah swore unto their fathers, and that he would give us the land that floweth with milk and honey. And Yahawah and the children whom they raised up in their stead, Joshua circumcised, because Joshua has the same name as Yahawashi. Because Joshua led them into the land of milk and honey and delivered them. That pillar of cloud was with them for 40 years. That chariot was with them for 40 years. If you believe it or not, a chariot of the Most High ain't gonna get knocked out of the sky or crash and Esau gets his hand on it and shit like that. Nah, that chariot was up over them, and then had to take a break, and another chariot had to come in front of it. That chariot had enough fuel to be up in the air the whole time, the whole 40 years the children of Israel walked in the wilderness. Let's get my next scripture. This is 1 Kings No, 2 Kings, Salakia. Second Kings. It's like, yeah, I don't have it all to scriptures all together. I have a list that I have, but uh, um, I'm not using my sword to pull up the scriptures, which would have pulled them up faster. And this is 2 Kings 2, and I started one. Well, and it came to pass when Yahawah would take up Elijah and in heaven into heaven by a whirlwind, that Elijah went with Elisha from Gilgal. And Elijah said unto Elisha, Tarry here, I pray thee, for Yahawah has sent me to Bethlehem. And Elisha said unto him, As the Lord liveth, as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. So they went down to Bethel. And the sons of the prophets that were in Bethel came forth to Elisha and said unto him, Knowest thou that Yahawah will take away thy master from thy head today? And he said, Yea, I know it. Ye are hold ye your peace. And Elisha said unto him, Tarry here, I pray thee, for Yahawah has sent me to Jericho. And he said, As Yahawah liveth, as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. So they came to Jericho, and as the son of the prophet were in Jericho came to Elisha, and said unto him, Knowest thou that Yahawah will take away thy master from thy head today? And he answered, Yea, I know it, hold your peace. And Elisha said unto him, Tarry, I pray thee, here, for Yahawah hath sent me to Jordan. And he said, As Yahawah liveth, as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee. And they two went on, and 50 men and the sons of the prophet stood to view far off. As they stood, the two by the Jordan, and Elisha took his mantle and wrapped it together and smote the waters, and they were divided hither. And so the two went over the dry ground. And it came to pass, when they were gone over, that Elisha said unto Elijah, Ask, what shall I do for thee, before I be taken away from thee? And Elisha said, I pray thee, let a double portion of thy spirit be upon me. And he said, Thou askest a hard thing. Nevertheless, if thou see me when I am taken from thee, it shall be so unto thee. But if not, it shall not be so. And it came to pass, as they went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elisha went up by a whirlwind into heaven. And Elisha saw it and cried, my father, the chariot of Israel. Therefore the horseman therefore took hold of his own clothes, and rent them in two places. And he took him up also the mantle of Elisha that fell upon him, and he went back and stood by the bank of Jordan. So Elisha was taken up in a chariot, and this was it Elijah? Yeah, Elijah was taken up in a chariot in front of his disciple Elisha, the one that was under him. And that's the same way Yahawashi is going to come in a chariot. The scriptures say he's going to blot out the skies. Pursuant to, matter of fact, for edification's sake, I want to move it faster a little bit. This is Habakkuk 3:3. And Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi came from Teman, the Holy One from Mount Paran, Shalah. His glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. And his brightness was as the light, and he had horns coming out of his hand, and there was hiding of his power, and the horns and that's coming out of his hand, those are the concentrated heat from the chariots, from the laser beams. Just like in a War of the World, that Tom Cruise movie, the chariots will zap them and they turn straight into powder. It's going to be like that when Yahawashi and the angels finally allowed to come up and gather the hopeful elect. This is the way. The elect is going to be, and the 1/3 is going to be gathered out of this place right here, America, and the four corners of the whole world through these chariots. You know, and this is how they're going to be gathered, and there's nothing that you can do. You know, matter of fact, this is Psalms. Salakia. I'm trying to get videos in, and brothers constantly putting stuff up. I'll probably just mute this and then play the video, the picture of that behind it afterwards. But this is Psalms 68:17. And the chariot of Yahawah are 20,000, even thousands of angels, and Yahawah is among them, as in Sinai, the holy place. And the breakdown for that, the angels were present when Israel was delivered from Egypt, and angels are going to be present when the second time. They're going to be gathering up the hopeful elect. They are the reapers, you know, according to the scriptures. You know, matter of fact, that's Psalms 190, Psalms 91:4. Psalms 91:4. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust, and his truth shall be thy shield and buckler. And the breakdown for that is Yahawashi Yahawashi. Matter of fact, let's go up one scripture, three scriptures. He that dwelleth in the secret places of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And the secret places is the chariots. You know, the elect is going to be gathered and caught up, and they're going to be in the chariots when the destruction of this place right here, America. They're going to be looking out the windows of it, watching America being destroyed, parts of Europe being destroyed, and if you receive it, you know. And verse 4, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings thou shalt trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. And once we in them chariots and watching this place being destroyed, from afar, we're going to be preserved and protected, you know, from the impending destruction that's coming to happen to America. Because when moment Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi allow his armada and Yahawashi to gather up his hopeful elect and to take down these world leaders, it's going to be a great, it's going to be another great high holy day. Matter of fact, Psalms 104:3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers as in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, and who walketh upon the wings of the wind. And the clouds, his chariots, although used in reference to chariots, this is referring to literal clouds. And personally, I don't care if you receive it or not. I hope that the hopeful elect receive it in the 1/3. Because that's the reason why I'm out here doing videos. For the hopeful elect in the 1/3. And if you're not neither one of them, this ain't for you. This message is not for you. This is Isaiah 6 and Isaiah 6 and 1. No, Isaiah 6 and is it 1? Yep. In the year that King Uzziah died, I also saw the Lord Yahawashi sitting upon his throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. And this is talking about Yahawashi in his chariot. High and lifted up, the chariots, and his train, the rest of his ship. And we care less if you receive it. We care if you receive it, but we care less if you don't receive this. The Most High ain't open up your heart or your mind to receive this truth. So this is Isaiah 19 and 1, the burden of Egypt, and behold, Yahawah rideth upon a swift cloud, and that's a metaphor for a chariot, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at the presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst thereof of it. In Second Ezra, the 13th chapter, he's gonna come like that, and it talks about the second coming of Yahawashi. Matter of fact, let me just grab it right quick. This is Second Ezra 13. And 13 and 1, Slakia. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there rose a wind from the sea, and it moves all the ways thereof. And I beheld a man wax strong with the thousands of heavens, and he turned his countenance to look, and all things trembled that were seen under him. And when we go back into Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter, it talks about Yahawashi's return. And he was afraid when he seen it, just like Ezra was afraid when he seen the chariots, his return, the Most High Yahawashi return, and the angels, the holy angels, the Most High Yahawah finally allowing Yahawashi and the angels to gather up the hopeful elect in the 1/3. They were scared when they seen this. Let's go back to Habakkuk. I'm gonna start at verse 2. O Yahawah, I have heard thy speech, and was afraid. O Yahawah, revive thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years, make known in wrath. Remember mercy. And who's he gonna have mercy upon? Israel. And in righteousness, and his brightness was as the light, and he had horns coming out of his hand, and there was the height of his power. Before him went the pestilence, and burning coals went forth at his feet, and he stood and measured the earth, and beheld and drove asunder the nations, and the everlasting mountains were scattered, and the perpetual hills did bow, and his ways are everlasting. And when Yahawashi comes, he's coming to tear this place up. And especially these places where the Edomites are ruling right now, America, uh, uh, um, parts over there in Europe. He's coming for you. You know. Let's go back to Second Ezra, the 13th chapter, and in the 4th verse where I left off. Wheresoever his voice went out of his mouth, they all burned that heard his voice, and like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire. A a That's the precept for that is Second Ezra 4-5, and the brightness was Habakkuk 3 and 4. The brightness was as the light, and he had horns coming out of his hand, and there was the height of his power. And before him went pestilence, and burning coal went forth at his feet. And he stood and measured the earth, and beheld and drove asunder the nations, and the everlasting mountains were scattered, and the perpetual hills did bow, and his ways are everlasting. When Yahawashi is coming, he's not coming to play Mr. Nice Guy. You know, and another precept for that is when you add Thessalonian. Okay, we got you. One second. One second. Second Thessalonians 2 and 8. Second Thessalonians 2 and 8. Is it 2 and 8? First Thessalonians 2 and 8. Let me see. Make sure. Salakia. Yep. Second Thessalonians 2 and 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom Yahawah shall have consumed with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And the brightness of his coming is the chariots and the concentrated heat from them laser beams. It's a show of power, you know. Matter of fact, let's go back to Second Ezra, the 13 and 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, they gathered another multitude of men out of the number from the four winds of heaven to subdue